Clock in, clock in. Black gotta just walked in.
Yeah. He already dead, there ain't no need to check his vitals, bitch. He already dead, there ain't no need to check his vitals. Yeah, crunch time, yeah, nigga, it's lunch time. Let go, crunch time, yeah, nigga, it's lunch time. Yeah, crunch time, yeah, nigga, it's lunch time. Let go, crunch time, yeah, nigga, it's lunch time. He dead.
Team Black got a stun up, man. Yo, look, y'all sent me this video that I was in my bed watching. You feel what I'm saying? I only seen a cool minute, not even a whole minute, cool 30 seconds. I was already hearing straight BS. Now, pretty sure everybody got the news that Andrew Tate today, or should I say yesterday, has officially been charged with human trafficking. And you know, like, it just got the whole internet stirred up. And one other topic that got the internet stirred up is the BBC interview he had. Now, Tate didn't even like the interview that he did with BBC because he felt like they edited everything in the video. I haven't seen it at all, but you guys sent me this video of the BBC interview and somebody reacting to it, and this particular person was talking crazy within the first 30 seconds. I just jumped up and said, you know what, let me just watch this video with y'all.
When I think of a very classically masculine trait, I think of men facing the consequence of their actions.
You see what I'm talking about? That was the first bullshit I heard. So you categorize masculine men as men who basically admit to everything they do. I would say that's a very honest person. I don't know about masculine. So like, I just gotta help her with her definition of words. You feel what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Owning what they've done, accepting what they've said,
yeah, that's
and
an honest
actually
person.
Being honest about it.
That
for me is classic masculine trait. Obviously.
So what is a classic feminine woman? Is she honest as well? And none of the home traits and physical attributes that, like, none of that don't matter? You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's basically just being honest. An honest person is an honest person. You being masculine has nothing to do with you being honest. You can be a masculine ass liar. And you could be a masculine ass honest man. What is she talking about, fam? Like, what the fuck?
It's a trait that can be found in everyone. But stereotypically, at least the way that I was raised, right, we admire men who stand firm in their beliefs. In this interview, he is running away from what he said. He is not standing firmly in his beliefs. He's saying, I didn't say that, or I didn't say it that way. And then he's yelling at this interviewer who is literally just regurgitating his words back to him.
I guess we got to see the video. I don't know if
it's sad to me that this is what a lot of men idolize. These men very obviously need or desire some sort of masculine figure to admire. And it's unfortunate that so many of those figures are men who define their masculinity by how much they are able to abuse women.
She's already, look, she haven't even watched a second of the damn interview yet. She's already chosen her side. She haven't even heard nothing this man said, and she's talking about him abusing. Like, let's play the interview first before you start, you know, making your assumptions and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I watch every single video, but the most I see him talk about is teaching other men how to better themselves and be self-sufficient and stuff like that. And then I hear certain conversations about females, but it ain't about nothing she just said.
So today when I sat down in front of my computer to film, I wasn't going to make this video, but I decided to make it anyway because I have a thirst for violence. So let's get into it. So Andrew Tate did an interview with the BBC, and I thought that I would watch it and react to it. Now, I've mentioned this in the past few videos like this that I've done, but I have been significantly less online than I think my audience is used to me being online. And the big reason behind that is because I personally feel like a lot of the content being posted on the internet is geared towards just melting your brain. And I feel like Andrew Tate is a good example of that, if I'm being frank with you. I feel like I hear him say so many disorienting, contradictory things that it can't possibly be content for people who critically think. True, accurate, and just good, solid advice.
Okay.
And then there's a bunch of it that's just pure misogyny and bullshit. And the thing about
define misogyny. What the? You're not even speaking facts. Oh, she's one of them that already places him in this misogyny category. Half people who mention this word don't even know the damn meaning. He haven't showed me he hates women at all either. Some more BS. Bro, people like this are put out here to brainwash people. If you're not listening, she's speaking and trying to be all smart, and she's the type that trick women to believe you need a simp. Sorry. And look at her. She's flooded with makeup. She's looking for somebody's attention, obviously. You feel me? And somebody did her wrong before for her to even feel this type. Like, somebody did her bad, bro.
Guys like this is that they're always the most well-known for that stuff. Yes, there's some good advice like peppered in there.
Guys like this, he's already placed in a category with her. She don't even know the man.
But the thing that really gets them to pop off is the overt misogyny. You saw that with Kevin Samuels. You've seen that with a bunch of other bloggers. I've talked about a few of them on here. A lot of those guys have good advice here and good advice there, but the thing that they're the most well known for, the thing that resonates the most with the audience, is always the loud, brazen misogyny.
It doesn't resonate with the audience. That resonate with. It's not the whole audience, it's women like you.
Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to watch this video is because I feel like it's a really bad idea. I feel like Andrew Tate doing this interview is a really bad idea. Now, I watch a lot of like true crime or whatever, so basically I'm an expert on these matters. I know that a person who's about to go to court probably shouldn't be doing interviews like this, like 100%. A person who's about to go to court should not be taking media interviews that will, of course, potentially be seen by jurors who will, of course, have feelings about him after seeing those interviews. Everything about him doing this interview is a bad idea, and there's just part of me that really wants to see the trash fire. When I do videos like this, I'm always open to the idea that I'm wrong or I don't really understand somebody. I know I probably need to watch the 9-hour podcast where I can hear him making good points or whatever. I know. But the reason I do things in this way is because this is truly the amount of time I care to invest in it. Like, I only care to invest 12 minutes of my time watching a BBC interview with him and giving you my thoughts about it and walking away, because I got better things to do. I've got better things to do, better people to do. And so I just don't personally care that deeply.
Can you start the damn video? We done up 5 minutes. What if your intro is long as hell? You just keep talking. Play the damn video.
I'm a YouTuber with an opinion, so here we are. So this video is called Andrew Tate BBC Interview, Influencer Challenged on Misogyny and Rape Allegations. That's right, because a big reason why he got arrested is because he is under some accusations of human trafficking. And the thing that's interesting to me about this too is he literally made videos where he was talking about this, so I don't even know how he can argue against it. And it's very bizarre to me that there's people in his following that don't see that.
You cannot get a girl to work for you having fun. So the recruitment process is the same as the PhD course. You message them on Instagram. The PhD course is my recruitment system. I don't mention webcam until after I've had sex with the girl. If you're on dates and you're trying to mention it and shit, it just doesn't work. It puts them off. I'd never do that. That's disgusting. I'm not a whore. It's just not gonna work. You continue as normal, no mention of webcam. You fuck the girl. After you fuck the girl, you do the PhD test. If she passes the PhD test and she wants to be with you, then you start mentioning things like, yeah, you're always busy, you're always at work, you can come work for me.
But whatever, that's their daddy or whatever.
You said he made a video admitting to the R word. That's what you said. He made videos. He didn't even say anything about that. He said, get a girl, do her first, and then talk about the business aspect. He didn't say anything about taking advantage of anybody. You make a claim to proceed to add a video that don't even support your accusation. Y'all can already see what's going on here, bro. I'm pretty sure anybody who actually has a mind and actually is thinking for themselves can see what she is doing. She's mad. She probably don't like the image of him already. She had multiple boyfriends who just probably slept with her and left with, like, it's so many things. Most of the females that I see that just have this hatred towards him are females who just hate men, period. Especially men who are attractive to a lot of other women. They just don't like them.
Anyway, let's get into this interview.
Now, the BBC has questioned the controversial social media influencer Andrew Tate at his home in the Romanian capital, Bucharest. Tate is under house arrest and being investigated by Romanian prosecutors for accusations including rape, human trafficking and exploiting women, which he denies. The BBC challenged him on whether his views about women broadcast to his millions of online followers harmed young people, as many teachers and police officers claim. The interview, which had no set conditions, was Tate's first since being released into house arrest from police custody last month. Lucy Williamson reports now from Bucharest.
We are doing an interview with you because you're facing some very serious allegations.
Correct.
Rape, human trafficking.
Yep.
Okay, so I know that this is not the right thing to say, and I know that this is probably going to get me criticized or whatever, but can I just say that it's fascinating to me that men admire Andrew Tate, like physically. And
Andrew Tate didn't even get to speak yet. She's already back to the admiring, and she hates the fact that many men want to be him and many women like him. This is her biggest issue right here, bro. This is the complete example of a person who screams misogynist. But what's the version when a girl doesn't like men? What is that? That's misogyny, something like that. That was she doing.
Admire Andrew Tate because there's just no way to say it, so I'm not going to say it.
And also because there's a great deal of concern about the things you say and the impact that they have on young people, on women.
I don't think the concern's about the things I say. I think the concern is for the level of influence I have and the reach I have.
Let's start with the allegations. Have you raped anybody?
Absolutely not.
Have you trafficked anybody?
Absolutely not.
Exploited any women for money?
Absolutely not.
But you have admitted using emotional manipulation to get women to work in the webcam industry for you.
No. We have an open criminal investigation. I am absolutely and utterly sure I'll be found innocent. I know the case better than you. I know it intimately and you don't. I have seen all the criminal files.
Okay, so immediately he is super defensive, super combative and super defensive. If I were trying to see him as an innocent and misunderstood person, this would probably not be the way to do it. And I get it. He's accused of some really scary things. And so anyone, I think, who is accused of those things would be defensive. But what's really strange to me about him denying that he was manipulating women in order to get them in the industry is that he quite literally sold a course where he taught men to do that. And it's not like there's no evidence of that. I think that was being criticized before all of the allegations even came out, right?
Files and the evidence against me, and you haven't.
So now her issue is that he taught men to manipulate. I thought your issue was he was misogynist. He's the R word. He's like, what is your real issue? Cause like Shorty is sad, fam. Like you sad out here with the purple derple on your head. Like you sad. Like who did you bad? Who did you horrible? Cause you tripping.
I know the truth of what happened and you don't. And I'm telling you absolutely and utterly, I've never hurt anybody, that the case that's been put against me is completely and utterly fabricated. And I'm never going to be found guilty of anything. And it's very difficult for me to answer your in-depth questions because we're sitting here inside of the territory of Romania. I'm beholden to the Romanian legal system. And I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Let me read you then what you have said about what you have done.
Sure.
You have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
I don't think that's what I personally said. I think
that's exactly what you said on your website.
No, I've never.
No, you literally said that. You quite literally said that. Oh my God. Of course, Andrew Tate fans are always like, he's misunderstood. You don't understand that. But like, he literally said that. Like, one of the things that he said was that he wanted to get women to fall in love with him so that they don't go out and try to get into the business on their own and make money without him. Now, I probably should have mentioned this at the top of the video, but I am a former cam girl. I was a cam girl for a very incredibly short period of time.
It makes sense now. She had a pimp. It makes sense now. You had a pimp named Slickback. So you should have told us that at the beginning, because we would have knew why you were so pissed off. It makes sense now. You're not even credible to even speak, fam. Like, oh my God.
For 3 months, I did not make very much money at all. I was doing camming in 2009, and the way that I got into it was I met a guy at a party, and this guy was working for a porn company, and the porn company had a strip club, a full video porn service company, and the camming. And I was out for a few months, and there's not a lot of evidence of me doing that. Not that I'm ashamed of it, but like, you guys didn't meet me as a sex worker, you met me as a YouTuber, and I appreciate that, frankly. Because for me, the camming industry was incredibly fucked, right? Like, sex work is work. Turned out to be 100% true.
And again, once again, if any female on the planet has a problem with me, I strongly recommend her to go to the police and try and pursue me for criminal charges. I'm actually such a nice person that I've never had anyone come at me.
The BBC has spoken to somebody since your arrest who says exactly those things, that with you, it's all manipulation. There's an ulterior motive to everything you do.
Is this Sophie? Oh, it's Sophie. The fake name, no face. No,
I was so intent on wanting to please him and wanting him to be happy that I was just, yeah, okay, do whatever you want.
And what is she accused? Has she accused me of a crime, this imaginary Sophie?
She's making the point that there is
she accused me of a crime?
Emotional or psychological manipulation.
I've asked you a question, and I've allowed you into my house.
I'm asking you a question.
Correct, but you're not the boss.
You're not the boss of me, and I allowed you into your house. Did you allow her into your house, or did you really want to do an interview and you're under house arrest?
He allowed her into his house. Because if he wanted to do an interview, I'm pretty sure he could have just did any simple interview off of his phone or with anybody else on cameras, live. He invited her. Like, what's up with this girl, bro?
I'm pretty sure his lawyer is not happy about him doing this interview because this does not make him look better. And you know, the thing that's frustrating to me about this is, like, he admitted it. He said it.
I'm doing you the favor as legacy media, giving you relevance by speaking to you. And I'm telling you now, this Sophie, which the BBC has invented, which there's no face of, no.
I'm doing you a favor by speaking to you. How? Obviously, yes, BBC is.
He's Andrew Tate. He's doing anybody a favor by doing an interview with them. What is wrong with this shorty, fam? You're a little bit too hot out. You need some milk. You need some purple milk to go with your hair, because you trim. Like, she just talking just to talk at this point.
Going to get views from this interview, but they don't need Andrew Tate for views. And it's sad to me that I'm sure his fans think that's the case. Like, the BBC is the British broadcasting channel. They do not need Andrew Tate for views. They have a lot of other avenues of income for sure.
But we're pretty sure this Andrew Tate interview probably is gonna do more well than probably like 10 of their interviews put together. Come on, like let's be realistic here, shorty. You're a little bit too hot out here.
Now, look, I'm gonna be real and say that I think the BBC probably knew how this interview was gonna go. And there probably were some people that were like, yeah, this is gonna be great TV because he's gonna make a fool of himself, right? Like, probably, most likely. However, they're not doing you a favor. You very obviously wanted to do this interview. You very obviously wanted for people to keep talking about you. And again, doing this interview is like the worst thing you could probably do right now. Like, there's no positive to you doing an interview like this. So, like, are they doing you a favor, really? Or are you actively sabotaging your request for an interview?
Nobody knows who she is.
The BBC did not invent her.
Of course not. And because you never invent anything. And she's not filed criminal charges against me. What are we talking about here? What is she saying?
We're talking about emotional manipulation into the sex industry for your financial gain.
Absolute garbage.
I'm describing women who are going to court to accuse you of rape and human trafficking. And I'm describing women who have spoken to the BBC at length.
Sophie doesn't exist.
And other media organisations about what they say is emotional manipulation and coercion. And I'm quoting back to you your own words where you describe
They're not my words.
Coercion and emotional manipulation.
They're words you found on the internet. And Sophie doesn't exist.
On your
let's
website,
move on to the next subject.
in your voice.
Move on to the next subject.
No, I think I'll stick on this one for a minute. So there's other places in that same website where you say you get girls to fall in love with you and they do it because they love you, because they want to do what you...
This interviewer doesn't even like him. Like, damn. Why would he talk about these stuff openly? And you just keep throwing these phrases out there that they're gonna probably use in court. Of course he don't want to talk about it.
You say convincing women to take part in some kind of business arrangement doesn't work long term because they're emotional. You've got to get them to fall in love with you. That's coercion. That's emotional manipulation. That's abuse.
What you've found are clips from the internet, some text.
So what about women who act like they're going to be with a man and use him for a couple of dates and a couple of Chanel bags and don't even be with the man? Like, is that emotional abuse as well? Because, like, if we gonna play this game, let's keep it 50-50. Because, like, I don't know too much if that's even a crime. Because I see people do it all the time.
It's from the internet, and you're going to sit here and tell me that's the reason I should be...
Your website, your words.
It's not my website.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Check my website. Next.
It's the website you've taken.
It's literally in the courses that you sell. Like, okay, I get that maybe you weren't expecting for everyone to be able to see it, so now it's like embarrassing and you don't want to acknowledge it, but like, it's quite literally on your website being sold to people. Now, obviously, his argument is, so you're throwing me in jail because of things that I posted on the internet or something? And no, they're throwing you in jail because there are women who you've apparently done this to who have come forward.
Where are they at? Where? Because last I remember, they can't find them. The only one they found went outside to get pizza. Where are they at?
And have reported it. And, you know, what's frustrating too, listening to this, of course, is, you know, there's always this pressure for these women to come out and out themselves. And as you guys know, I'm a survivor of sexual assault and rape.
Damn, you was a cam girl. Now you survived everything. Boy, she is mentally going through it, fam. Her brain everywhere. What she say it don't even recollect with me. Like, I don't even pay attention to it at this point. Cause like her brain everywhere. She a cam girl. She done been this. She done been that. He did. Like, oh my God. You need help, shorty. Like, straight up. Bad, fam. Like, you trim. And it's crazy how people are quick to point out men for being misogynistic. But once girls are showing traits of misogyny towards men, like, it's nothing there. It don't mean nothing. It's okay. It's just a girl talking her talk. Let a dude say something. Oh, you misogynistic.
I've never reported any of the people that have assaulted me. And that's because I don't believe in the system.
Nah, that's because you didn't regret it until after. After you catch that little ooh, then you be like, damn, I probably shouldn't did that. You feel what I'm saying? Start to count. You feel what I'm saying? You're a little bit too hot out here. And as much as I am sympathetic for girls who come out with stories and stuff like that, how can I say that for you when you're downing a man you don't even know could be innocent? This man, now, if he ends up being innocent, what are you gonna say? You probably still ain't gonna apologize. You're probably gonna be like, well, they probably ain't have enough evidence. I still feel like he did it.
The vast majority of rapists go free. The vast majority of people who sexually abuse go free. I am so happy that I never took the man who raped me when I was 15 years old to court, because I would not have been able to handle it. And obviously men like this are not going to target women who are going to go to court and say that this happened to them and be easily believed, right? Like, these people pick their victims very deliberately and very carefully. And it's very clear to me that behind all of Andrew Tate's misogyny is this resentment for women who have a voice. If these women came forth, they would 100% be attacked by his rabid fan base, like, without a doubt. A couple of years ago, I spoke openly about Ron Jeremy sexually assaulting me. And believe it or not, Ron Jeremy has fans, and those fans flooded my email with all types of bullshit about how it didn't happen, and if it did, I should be thankful. And that was terrible. And I only shared that story so that I could support other women who had been through the same thing. And even though I presented it as a story that didn't personally traumatize me, I got a lot of bullshit for it. I can only imagine how the women who have been harmed by Andrew Tate would be treated by his fan base. I would not want to deal with that at all. So if I were somebody who was harmed by him, I would not even be close to interested in putting my name out there.
That is huge cap. Like, she just saying any freaking thing at this point. The bigger the person's name is, the more they are going to come out and say something. Who cares about his fans? Close the app. Bye-bye. Like, get out of here, bro.
Taken down, and I wonder why those comments have been taken down.
No website's been taken down. My website is the same, and it's been the same for a very long time. You are accusing me, I'm guessing, what you're trying to say is you're accusing me, and you're trying to say that I'm guilty of the things I'm accused of, and that I'm emotionally manipulating people.
I'm saying that you have said
That's what she's
you
saying.
Emotionally manipulated people here for your own financial gain.
No, absolutely not.
It's not only about the criminal allegations. It's a much bigger issue. You've got children's organisations in the UK, you've got rape organisations in the UK, you've got the police naming you by name as someone who has a harmful influence on children and on women in the UK and elsewhere because of the things you say, because of the way you present gender relations, the way you say men should treat women.
That's very upsetting. And the reason that's very upsetting is because I know that's not true. I'm genuinely a good person. I believe my impact on the world is positive.
The reason we're asking you about these comments is because we've got the chief executive of Rape Crisis naming you individually as spreading a dangerous ideology of misogynistic rape culture.
Absolute.
It's the comments you make that are leading people to say things like this.
Absolute garbage.
National organisations who are saying that are blaming you for increasing levels of misogyny. Schools that are saying they are having increased incidents of girls being attacked, of female teachers being harassed.
See, this is beyond what he actually did. It's beyond that. Listen to her. It's more so him giving men that masculine feel back again. You feel what I'm saying? They rather him be promoting rainbows and stuff like that. The moment he says, get your ass up, go make some money, don't be a bum. Misogyny. Because you didn't tell him to go find him a Cinderella and put a glass shoe on her. Like, come on, man. Like, come on.
If that was
by
true,
pupils, because of you and your teaching and your influence.
That's absolute garbage. I have never, ever encouraged a student to attack a teacher, male or female, ever. I preach hard work, discipline. I'm an athlete. I preach anti-drug. I preach religion. I preach no alcohol. I preach no knife crime. Every single problem with modern society, I'm against.
But
I'm teaching young men to be disciplined, to be diligent, to listen, to train, to work hard, to be exactly like me. And I'm saying that if men grew up like me, which are hardworking and diligent and emotional control and stoic, we're gonna have a better society, not a worse society. To sit here and say,
why is she giving those facial expressions? She's saying real stuff. Like, people like this are weird, bro. And like, she's just a freaking weirdo, bro. Weird ass girl, bro. You can tell she weird as hell, bro. Cause like, ain't no dude taking her ass serious, bro. So she out here being weird, bro. This man's life is on the line. And it could be for something that he possibly didn't even do.
Okay, now let me ask y'all a question and let's answer honestly. When you hear this man respond to this interviewer, do you get the impression that he has emotional control? Do you get the impression that he is stoic? Because I don't personally.
I don't expect a person to be stoic, emotionally controlled when somebody's accusing them of being the R word. Like, you're a weirdo. Whoever this girl is a complete weirdo, bro. Like, you expect unlogical actions in situations like this. Like, that don't even make sense. He's not gonna be happy or smiling. Being accused of, like, come on. And the interviewer is already being defensive as well. So she's not stoic as well, ma'am.
It's funny watching him talk about this because, again, very reasonable for people to be frustrated with these accusations, right? But it's like a testament against what he's saying he's advocating for. Personally, I feel like a masculine, stoic dude would just not do this interview, would just not express himself in this way. It's just so obvious to me that's not who he is. I don't want more men like this in the world, frankly. It's not about you even being a strong man or being anti-drug or all those things that are technically good things.
What the heck?
You are not a man who has emotional control. And that's...
She garbage. Straight garbage. Straight Buddha juice, dirt juice, garbage juice, trash can juice, stupid juice. Like, what are you talking about? This man just said he preaches to be hardworking, You know, staying away from drugs. Like, those are all of the traits men need to have to be successful. And you just say you don't need no men like that.
That's the thing that's so interesting to me too, is a lot of these dudes will talk about it's facts over feelings, but it's almost all feelings, right? Like, his shit is almost entirely feelings, right? It's almost entirely his emotions. He's incredibly emotional in this video. When I think of a very classically masculine trait, I think of men facing the consequence of their actions.
That is not masculine. That is a honest male, ma'am.
Owning what they've done, accepting what they've said, and actually being honest about it. That for me.
You even said the word. Honest. That is an honest person.
He is a classic masculine trait. Obviously, it's a trait that can be found in everyone. But stereotypically, at least the way that I was raised, right, we admire men who stand firm in their beliefs. In this interview, he is running away from what he said. He is not standing firmly in his beliefs. He's saying, I didn't say that, or I didn't say it that way. And then he's yelling at this interviewer who is literally just regurgitating his words back to him. And it's sad to me that this is what a lot of men idolize, right? Because frankly, and I'm just going to bring it back to my flawed Christian upbringing, these men are not close to the men that we would admire. Not even close. First of all, he's a whoremonger. So let's start there. Second of all, he is a man who very loudly speaks about abusing women. None of these are masculine traits. These are traits of men who, at least in my Christian upbringing, would be shunned. Because all of these actions would be seen as him not being a man. And it is sad to me that so many men, so many boys look up to him. And I think that's such a statement about where we're at, right? Because there is something to be said about the fact that a lot of men are looking for a figure that they can admire.
See, this is foolishness. Anybody listening and trying to get any type of knowledge from whatever she's saying, she's not giving knowledge at all. She's claiming he's being emotional. She's speaking off of straight emotional vibes. Nothing she's saying is factual. Talking about my Christian upbringing. Oh, these men would be shunned. Oh, Chris, these aren't the men we admire. Where is the men you admire? Where they at? Because you was admiring a pimp. So stop talking. You sound crazy, fam. What are the men you admire? Because if we're talking about upbringing, majority of the men that I see in stable homes with their wives and kids, those are dominant and assertive men. That is what masculine is. The only thing she's stuck on is people think masculine is talking to girls however you want to. Take girls out of the equation. Shorty just keep talking about talking to girls however you want to, this and that. You're being emotional. Get your panties out of bunch. Stop tripping. Take some of the dye out your head. It's frying your brain. You tripping.
Sort of daddy-like figure that they can admire. We saw this with Jordan Peterson. We see this with Andrew Tate, with similar people like him. It's very classic. These men very obviously need or desire some sort of masculine figure to admire. And it's unfortunate that so many of those figures are men who define their masculinity by how much they are able to abuse women. That for me will never be masculine. That for me will always be the actions of an insecure man whose masculinity could never stand on its own.
She got to be talking about one of her exes.
And by the way, that's what we mean when we talk about toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity, by the way, was created by men's rights activists who were entirely interested in reforming masculinity, not destroying masculinity. It was coined by a man named Shepherd Bliss of the Mythopoetic Men's Movement. And that movement believes that men had become, because of modernization,
bro, why she talk so much?
PT folks, right?
Okay, we don't care.
Men's mental health going through the roof, and they're going to all blame me because I appeared on the internet 1 year ago.
You sell an image of success.
Disingenuous. It's disingenuous.
You
and
sell
also,
an image of financial success
correct.
with a Bugatti and a cigar, but it comes with a side order of misogyny.
How?
What is the Bugatti and the cigar got to watch? The moment he say anything, watch her face. Just look at it.
How does having a Bugatti and a cigar come with a misogyny?
Look.
I am asking you about things that you...
You see, again, he's running away from it.
Because she brought up a Bugatti and a cigar for no reason. What the hell does that have to do with being misogynistic? Now you're talking about what I got? Weirdo.
How does a Bugatti and a cigar come with misogyny? No, that's not what she said. She says with a side of misogyny, as in all of those things together. Not that these two things make this other thing. It's that you got these two things and also a side order of misogyny.
But why bring it up? Why bring it up? Hey, you're misogyny. By the way, you got a Bugatti and cigars in your pitch. Why?
Yeah, there's people who think that he's smart.
You have said that have caused major national organizations, including the police, to worry about you by name. That's what I'm asking you about.
It's not what I said.
It's about what you have said that has caused such concern in the UK. And I want to put it...
You hear that? It's not about what he's done. It's about what he's said. She clearly just said it out her mouth. Listen, dude.
To you that you don't really care about the harm it causes.
That's not true.
Because
that's not true.
Making controversial...
And she automatically says he doesn't care. Like, why would he not get upset? This lady is literally calling him things, calling him the R word, telling him he don't care about people. He don't care that people going to school. You're trying to make this man look ridiculous. Like, wow. He should never did this interview, though, for real.
Statements like this online has made you a lot of money.
Okay, so first thing, I genuinely am a force for good in the world. You may not understand that yet, but you will eventually. And I genuinely believe I'm acting under the instruction of God to do good things, and I want to make the world a better place. I genuinely believe my legacy is a good legacy, and I believe that eventually when the legacy media catches up, they're going to understand I'm a good, positive influence. I'm not interested in damaging the world for money, because if I was interested in damaging the world for money, I could have sold drugs, or I could make rap music and encourage everyone to stab each other like all the drill artists do.
And it's funny because he actually did both of those things. Like, he both sold drugs and made rap music.
So when I was 24, 25, I sold drugs. Long time ago now. I can be honest and open about my past. I was a fighter.
He said
fighting wasn't paying the bills, sold drugs, whatever. So I'm selling drugs. I didn't really like selling drugs. I didn't like the anxiety. I didn't like the idea of getting caught. I didn't like the violence, the stabbing. You think drug dealer because you understand you must break the rules to make money. Doctors have followed the rules their whole lives and they're driving Citroens. You have to break the rules to make money.
And I will say that one of his rap songs made me laugh because he used the phrase throwing shade. I see you, boo.
But was he talking about stabbing? Like, that was his point he was making. He's not making drill music and telling people to do this. Oh, just because he make a rap song. And then you post a video of him talking about whatever. Like, I just zoned out because, like, just because he's saying he don't encourage people to do it. Just because that was his past. Like, your past was a cam girl. I'm pretty sure you're not encouraging people to be cam girls, right? Contradicting. Very.
I see you, girl. I see you.
Or you could make controversial statements online that attract a lot of followers who you then direct to your website where they pay to learn how to be like you.
I could make jokes online. Who doesn't? I could make a joke online.
Are you saying that all the controversial things you said are jokes?
No, I'm saying that these organizations and the BBC who are going to sit here and pretend that I am the face of damaging the youth is absolutely garbage. It's completely disingenuous.
It makes you money.
The reason, in fact, I've seen thousands and thousands of comments and have endless emails from women praising praising the fact that their sons are listening to me.
Does it not worry you?
The fact that
the things I'm saying, does it not worry you?
It would worry. Are you
not concerned about your influence?
It would worry me if I was genuinely damaging the world. But for you to sit here and say, Andrew, you become the most Googled man in the world, you have billions of views, and one woman, is now saying that her husband is not the same man she wants him to be, when thousands and thousands of people are saying the opposite, then I would say that's...
I presented you with case after...
Can I comment on this part too? Jesus. I'm going to try not to get too emotional, but like, the man who groomed and raped me was a man who, within his community,
oh my God, look,
really don't.
Look, we ain't trying to hear the story.
Most dangerous man in the world because I have a car. It's just disingenuous. If you actually watch the thing.
He keeps saying disingenuous. He keeps saying it over and over again, but he also keeps completely misrepresenting what she's saying. She listed all of these organizations that have said he's someone to watch out for. And what he responded with is, so you think that because I have a car and because I made some jokes that some dude is not going to do the dishes because he watched a couple of my videos? Like, that's not what she said, actually. She said, here are some really big, actually real people who have said, you're somebody whose content is negatively influencing specifically young men. And that's the argument you should be responding to, not Anyway, how do men watch this dude dodge all of these questions and like avoid accountability? And
accountability would be for something you did. He's saying he didn't do it, which he means he didn't do it. So you're saying he's avoiding accountability. People only take accountability for stuff they're due. You want him to take accountability for something. You want him to take accountability because he just looks like that type of person because of what you've been through in your life. You know what I think a lot of females should do that feels just like her and you've been through something in life before? Don't take your anger out on somebody you've never seen before. You just hear stories about on the internet and believe anything you see. Take your anger out on the person that you're accusing. Like the story that you keep talking about on my story. How about you go get them boys a case? How about you go put them boys up? But don't take your anger out on him because of what happened to you. Go take your anger out on the person that did it. Them dudes is still out there chilling, smiling. Why this man is fighting for his life and could be innocent.
It's just such a far cry away from the masculine attributes that I personally admire in men. Yeah. So I don't really understand how this for a lot of men is seen as masculine. It's very, I don't know, it's very bizarre to me.
Where's your man? Where is your masculine man that you speak of? Where is he? And how many masculine men have you been around in your life? Let me know. Because like you saying masculine men tell the truth. I know your daddy wasn't telling the truth to your mama. So your daddy must not be masculine, huh? I know your uncle wasn't telling the truth to your auntie all the time. So I guess ain't no man masculine, huh? If you lie, you're not masculine. That's what she's saying, guys. If you're not honest all the time, you're not masculine. Boy, what's wrong with that girl, boy?
The things I say, if you actually watch my comments about women, I've done long podcasts for hours long about females, talking about protecting for them, providing for them, how I believe a woman should be treated in a relationship. I've done all of this.
Andrew Tate talking there to Lucy Williamson.
She skipped the whole positive things he was saying. You see?
Okay.
Do you see that? She hates him. But let's listen to her conclusion because I'm about happy the video over.
So that's basically the interview, and oh my god, like I was saying, the thing that's so bizarre to me about watching this is like I know that his lawyer is not happy about it.
Okay, we understand that.
Who doesn't want to stand by your word, doesn't want to stick to what you've actually said. Like
he didn't. Yeah, we're done. We're done. She's a complete clown, guys. How I feel. The reason I feel like she's a complete clown, I feel like anybody who comes on the internet and automatically accusing anybody of anything, especially of this nature, where the people that's being said that he did it to is not coming up forth. Like, I feel like people like this should not be saying nothing like this, bro. Because this man could be hard down fighting for his life on some stuff that he know he didn't do. We honestly see during this interview, he's not being tried for his actions all the way. It's mostly because of what he says. The things he say is really why people are at him, like in women like this. And she went through stuff in her life and she's taking her anger out on any man that has this type of image, whether she believe it or not. She's gonna believe it. Oh, he did that? I believe it. Yup, a dude did it to me. I believe it. Yup, Like people like this are dangerous. You feel what I'm saying? She's saying don't need more people like Tate. Don't need more people like you. That's gonna keep accusing people of stuff you have no clue about. Sit your head down and wait. If you gonna react. But she was already hating on the man before the video even started. So let me know how y'all feel about that, man. I gave y'all an hour video now, man. So if I get y'all an hour video, I need y'all to light this video up, bro. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next when I'm gone.